Hey everyone, we are going to be talking with Lakshmi today, and this is going to be awesome because we feel her energy around us right now. And yes, would you like to introduce
Yeah,
yourself?
yes, I'm Kristin Davies. We have our info there in the video below and also in the description below as well. We can just feel Lakshmi is everywhere right now. Her energy is really strong, and I feel like she has a lot to talk about. I thought maybe, Paul, if that's okay with you, if I would maybe just channel a message from her and then we can move into any questions that
Yeah,
you have for her, if
yeah,
that's
awesome.
okay.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
just go ahead and do that right off the bat.
Yeah, because she's so strong right now, and usually, if spirit steps forward this strongly, they have information or guidance that they'd like to relay.
Yeah, it feels
So,
like almost I'm too present in the moment. like
yeah,
it's so much energy in the heart. It's like so present.
very heart-centered, very immense. Okay, so I'm just going to channel this message from her. Thank you, dear ones. It is an honor to be able to channel through this dear one. Thank you. And she's doing this. Thank you. She's addressing you right out the gate, Paul. So the message here is, Paul, one foot in front of the other. You got this. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's funny.
And she's smiling warmly. She wants to say that in the lifetimes that one in particular that she's speaking of, that she's had with you, it was a group effort between yourself and many. She's talking about 15 different females in this lifetime at a temple. And so, with this being said, she says it was more like a group environment, a collective, rather than individual. So, at times, stepping forward individually for you may be difficult, but you're doing a wonderful job. And she is cheering you on. Now she wants to talk about humanity as a collective, as a group together, collectively together, the group of us together. Many of us do not realize this, but our own thoughts, feelings, and emotions, our own vibrational frequency affects many others here, the collective consciousness. She's talking about each of us raising our vibrational frequency. And even in amidst what seems like the darkness, even through the darker days, you can focus on lifting and raising your vibrational frequency. She says that praying or requesting, speaking with the energy in which you wish to speak with, whether this be herself, a loved one on the other side, your guardian angels, God, source, universal oneness, whichever you wish to label this energy, you can make this request. And the other wording for this is prayer. And so by doing so, you are ushering in this high vibrational frequency to not only assist you, but the many individuals here on earth, the collective consciousness here on earth, helping to lift and raise the vibrational frequency here. She's saying earth is a school in which we are here learning how to master our own energy, our own frequency by way of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And she would love to help assist each of us who wish for her to step forward in assisting us to do so, to do this. So if you're asking, how will she help us do this? She's saying, she's so smiley. She's going to help to ground us, anchor our energy back into our vessels. She's going to help us feel what others feel, have heightened sensitivity of the vibrational frequency that surrounds us in order to feel or sense how our frequency may be impacting and or affecting those surrounding us and vice versa. There are many ways that she will be assisting us in raising our vibrational frequency and becoming more acutely aware of how our frequency is impacting and affecting others here on the planet. She's saying, thank you, dear ones. Paul, she says, I'm ready for, she says Paul, but she has another name for you. She says there's your soul's name, and then there is the name and or names you have had in previous lifetimes in which she has, she's saying called you, but she's also saying ordained you. So I'm not sure what that means, ordained you. She has given a name that she has given you in one of these lifetimes, at least one. Isn't that fascinating?
So did I have lifetimes where I communicated with her on the other side, and then also lifetimes maybe that I was incarnated with her?
She says yes repeatedly over and over again. Yes, yes, yes. In this lifetime, she has first reached you through this dear one, but now you are beginning to channel her guidance and her communication through you, which she is elated about, very happy about. She honors and cherishes you. I love it. All right. So she's calling you Paul. She's winking like she'll call you Paul in this lifetime. She's ready in this incarnation. She's ready for your first question for her.
Oh yeah, I think it was really cool how she said like about the Earth as kind of a school and things. I know, I know a lot. There's a lot of things we can learn in the Hindu culture and the Indian culture and things. And I know, like, what are some of the things when someone incarnates into that culture, like as a woman or as that female energy in that culture? I feel like it's an important lesson people learn when they go incarnate as women there. I don't know.
Yes. However, when a soul comes forth and incarnates in any vessel, male, female, or otherwise, she says it's all blended like a rainbow.
Yeah.
So there's multiple different genders.
Mm-hmm.
Soul learns a lot. She's talking about one of the things that a female learns when incarnating there is community, supporting one another, helping and nurturing one another. Everybody supports one another. She's talking about here in North America, you support one another when asked upon, but it's not as freely given. And she'd like to see more of that happening. This is one of the things that these changes that are unfolding on the planet right now are going to be changing within each of us, is bringing us collectively more together, because you're really going to appreciate from here on in that contact with one another when going through quarantine, you're really going to appreciate being able to come together with one another afterwards. She's also saying in between. So, so there will be other moments where we're going to have some distancing from one another. And there's other activities that we're doing with one another. Yeah, she's saying we're playing board games more, yeah, like community type fun games with each other, back more so of how it used to be. I mean, I can speak for myself and saying I'm watching my neighbors playing tennis out on the street and, playing games out in the park. And it's just cool to see the community spirit that's happening right now. It's really, really cool. She's saying yes repeatedly. Love one another, cherish one another, take good care of one another. Thank you, dear ones.
Awesome. That's an amazing message. But yeah, there's just I was thinking the other day about just people they don't feel like they deserve or are worth it or like deserve abundance in some situations. And I know they're in that community, in the Indian community, it's much more of a community, and that it's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
gift giving and just helping each other out and stuff. But I know a lot of people in this culture over here and stuff, I feel like they don't deserve those types of things, or it might be like a self-worth type of thing as well, I feel. But I was wondering what she had to say about that.
I'd like to say something about that right out the gate before she does, if that's okay. Okay. Um, I notice that when people come to me for a reading, um, quite often I'll hear individuals tell me um, that they don't feel as though they deserve abundance, or the other thing that I often hear is, how is this going to pass? And there's just too much lack thinking going on in the mind. And often the guardian angels will bring this up to individuals, which I've spoken about previously before, which is I remember watching this. I came upon this video on YouTube, and this gentleman was standing in front of a group of people, about 50 people in the audience. And he asked everybody in the audience, he said, does a whale out in the ocean think about debt? And everybody's like, no. And he goes, does a bear out in the forest think about how much money it has in its bank account and what he's going to, spend it on? And everybody's like, no. And he says, so why is it that we are the only animals on earth that are really concerned about, debt and money and, this, that, and the other? And it was just like an aha moment. No other animal on planet Earth is concerned with these types of things. And it was in that moment that I realized that this is a societal thing, and that I can switch my mindset and bring in abundance anytime I wish. And that's when my angels got to schooling me on how to do that. Affirmations are great, but also um, shifting from lack thinking into abundant thinking. And the more you do that, the more you actually manifest and create more abundant thinking, more positive, high vibrational, abundant thinking. So that was really an interesting thing that I observed. Yeah, I'm like a part of I'm a part of this planet, but yet we're the only animals
Yeah.
that are choosing to think in this way.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are like wealthy and they still have a really fearful mindset about it, and they don't want
Yeah.
to. They just.
I remember
It's rough.
my mom would say, I'm going to go drive to this grocery store over there instead of the closer one to save 20 cents on Cremo for her coffee. And I remember chuckling to myself several times, and I said, I wonder how much that would cost you in time and gas. to get that 20-cent off Cremo, you know? It's just like, and yet there was no need. It's just a mindset. It's just an old tape pattern that you can change anytime you want. So let's see what Lakshmi would like to say on that. Abundance is everywhere, and it is freely given to anyone who wishes it, dear ones. Anyone who wishes it. She says, just because you're looking at what is and you don't see it in your life experience as to what is, does not mean that it will not flourish and that it will not come forth in ways that you can't imagine. It's difficult, she says, for one to create abundance when they keep having lack mindset or worrisome thoughts and fearful thoughts about money or abundance. So the trick is to turn your attention off of what is long enough to give focus as to what you wish to create more of, and calling in your divine team to assist you in bringing this forth into your reality. She says, your life experience now is a culmination of the manifestation of your previous thoughts, all culminating into this life experience right now. So if you wish to, as Kristin says, move mountains and change things, this is where it starts, right here. Yes. She says, turn a blind eye to what is long enough to lift and raise your vibrational frequency and manifest what you wish to create more of. It's not only creating outside of yourself, but it's also creating more thoughts of the same. So instead of creating more worrisome, fearful, lack thinking, let's shift gears and move in a different direction and start to manifest abundance. And abundance can come in so many different ways and different forms, dear ones. Let me help you. Whew.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people do have limitations of what they can receive or what they want to receive, or like they expect how
Mhm.
something is supposed to come in or something. Yeah, I think it's really
I,
important to have an open mind about it as well.
I used to say that I was in the trenches because I lived like that. And I remember at one stage in my life, about 15 years ago, I looked around and none of the angels were feeling this way. None of the archangels, none of the ascended masters, nobody else was worrying. And I realized I'm the only one. So I said, oh, I'm done with this. Like I've had enough. I've had enough carrying all this heavy baggage on my shoulders. And I started to hand it off to my angels, just mentally or out loud, tell them to take it. And then my angel guided me to uh, hand off low vibrational thoughts and shift my attention, my awareness. So I promised my angel that I would give it 1 month, and every day, instead of just the collective conscious worrying about the same things that I was always worrying about, from that day forth, I'd try to go there in my brain because it was an old tape pattern, but I would catch myself and say, I'm not doing that old way of doing things anymore. And I just would go and have a tea at the coffee shop and relax, just relax, go with the flow, keep as high vibrational as I could. I practiced a lot of affirmations and I let my team bring it in for me. And then I watched as it unfolded. And you see my friends are like, you're so lucky. You just got a horseshoe. You know, you're just so lucky all the time. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not what it is. It's much more than that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Lakshmi has helped me. I think no matter what situation I'm in, especially to
Mhm.
see the beauty around me and see the beauty in the world like around me,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's really important as well because uh, I was wondering what she would have to say about like a lot of people don't see that the meaning of life, the around in the world around them, or the beauty in this world that they can find. Like, I wonder if what you could say about that to help those people, because I know I've met a lot of people that have said they don't feel much meaning in life.
She says, seek and ye shall find. Seek or sought after the beauty, the high vibrational experiences, and the high vibrational sides to individuals. Each and every single one of us has the high vibrational aspects, personality traits, ways of being in the world, and the other. So see the good in others, see the beauty in others, see the beauty, seek it, and you will create more of it. Just as you seek the peace within yourself and you seek the peace within the world, you will create more of it. And this will be the dominant creation you create as the manifestors that you are of your realities, but it will also be the predominant vibrational frequency in which you will be vibrating. And this is what will be attractive to you. This is what you will see predominantly in your life experience. Like attracts like. Be the light. Be the way shower. Show others the way.
I feel like she's really good with law of attraction and things like that.
Well, it's fascinating because here we have this magnificent energy that is teaching us about abundance and bringing in abundance for us. There's no one better to hear this from, isn't there? She is she is showing us the way. So she can help us, she can step forward and help us bring in the abundance, but also she's teaching us how to actually bring in the vibrational frequency you want to create more of, whether it be peace or love, light, abundance. I love it. She's just magnificent.
Yeah. So like a few days ago, I was talking to her and she was saying like, go out. She was saying, go out into the unknown, into the world, and you will find more of the unknown within yourself. So I would love to hear what she has to say about that, because it's meant a lot to me when she said that.
She's saying, as within, so as without. Do you want to explain that in a different way? As you shift your vibrational frequency within, so shall you shift it in your outer experience. Now she wants to go out. Now she's talking about as you step forward and go outside yourself and do things that are in your discomfort zone or uncomfortable for you, you will learn great things about yourself. And this will shift you within. Fascinating. One of the greatest things that we can do for ourselves is to step outside the common boundaries that we have. Start to co-create and manifest what we would like to see more of in our realities, and be acutely aware of our own vibrational frequencies through our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and then question, what do I want to create more of? She's showing you stepping on the ground, walking, stepping. She says, this dear one, she's pointing at me, there are times where she likes to sprint or run. Yeah, she says, What is that saying you say, Kristin? Face the fear and do it anyways, because that is where the growth resides. That is where the expansion of your consciousness resides. And then again, she's saying, seek and ye shall find. I love it.
So when we step off and do that, step off and just go out and into the unknown or and of some sorts. And so, what are some tips that she has to when we do that? Like, do we need to have one foot in front of the other, or you know?
She's suggesting that we keep our focus on the present moment. So rather than worrying or thinking about how things are going to transition or play out in the future, try to keep our attention and our thoughts in the moment, the present moment of now, which she says in truth is all there truly is. And that's the first. And she's talking about enjoying the moment, enjoy your life experience in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and to be patient. And she's also talking about being patient and being in harmony within yourself. But she's also talking about also being patient as it may take some time for certain things to manifest in your realities. Some of these things might show up tomorrow morning, she says, and other things may take a bit more time to manifest. She's looking at me and she goes, isn't that correct as to what I've seen in my own experience? Yes, I totally agree. Some things took a year and other things happened like really quickly.
Yeah,
And
I
I
feel.
knew they were going to happen quickly because spirit was telling me, and I was like, really? What? I'm not ready for this sometimes, and I'm like, okay, here we go. And all you can do is just relax and go with the flow and stay in the moment and just let it all unfold right before you.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of people they try out the law of attraction and then they say like, "Oh, it doesn't work. I wasn't able to manifest anything," but they didn't even really give it any time to like actually manifest, or
Yeah,
maybe
patience.
maybe it didn't work or it didn't happen fast enough, so they try to force everything and they try to
Mhm.
like manipulate it to where it's going. But a lot of times I feel like it's not, sometimes it's maybe not be the right timing or of some sort and things like that.
With you saying that, often I'll hear from the guardian angels that it's divine timing. You can't put the cart before the horse. You have to let things play out. Before you can get from A to D, there's also points of B and C. So you just have to wait as steps unfold. You have to be ready for these next steps to unfold. And if they unfolded and you weren't ready, then it just wouldn't be the right time. We're looking for divine timing. Yeah. I can speak on my own behalf. A lot of things had to shift in my life before I was ready to take this path. And they helped course correct me, if you want to say, in a pretty direct way. And then things just moved in a different direction, and I was a lot happier, and I was ready at that point. Certain things had to be shifted out of my life, and my vibrational frequency needed to raise further before I was ready for that path. For example,
Hmm.
have you noticed the same thing, Paul?
Oh yes, definitely. I think in my life. One question I would love to ask her is I look at a lot of the cultures around the world and I feel like the Hindu culture it's so much more colorful and like vibrant.
Mm.
And I would just love to ask her like why is that culture so like that?
That's a great question. She says, because we see beauty in all things. We choose to see the lighter aspects in all things. And in doing so, this is created in our reality with color, floral fragrance, different flowers, music, vibrancy. And it is a collective coming together. She's bringing it back to what she said previously, which is when there is collectively that vibrational frequency, it impacts and affects everyone in that community, and then it lifts and raises. And she's saying it becomes a beautiful collective experience where one can reside. Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, I noticed all the gods and goddesses are super colorful. Like when you look at their pictures and things from that culture. I guess the entire culture is like that.
She's saying, see the light, seek the light, be the light, dear ones. You can see how me and Paul are a little, because it's such an amazing energy that it just makes you feel just happy and content and
Yeah, I
warm
really
and
do feel like her energy is really, really peaceful and like
very, yeah.
I feel like I would love to ask her about like how do we be in a state of more just like being in the moment, like
That's a
just
great question.
a state of being in a state of peace. Like, what are some tips that she can tell us?
She would like us to try to keep our thought forms in the present moment. So when you go off and you're thinking about the future and worrying about this, that, and the other, she wants you to be observant and catch that and bring and say everything will work out just fine, and bring your thought and attention back to the present moment. She says, in truth, the future is not unfolded yet, and the past has, she's saying, disappeared. It's past,
Mm-hmm.
as in PASSED, passed by. So she says, what do you have left? This moment of now. Be at peace. Be at peace, dear ones, within yourselves. She says, if you wish to see more peace in the world, it will start right from within yourself. Be at peace. Again, she is saying that she will step forward and help each of us with this if we so choose. We just simply have to ask. That is it. Our free will choosing here on earth in a free will zone is all we have to do is ask.
I love how simple she makes it. It really is. It's pretty simple when you think about it.
Very simple, very simple, very, yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
totally agree.
I've always thought that like the world world peace and all this stuff, and like I feel like it all comes from the people. It all comes out of the vibration of the people and the vibration they're holding. It never comes from politics or anything else. It's always about the people and their vibration.
Yeah.
And that's kind of stemming to my next question, which is kind of about yoga and how can we
Mm.
use this to really help us combine with meditation.
She's talking about yoga being really good to get the energy flowing through your body with gentle exercises slash poses. One can stretch the body and get the energy flowing through the body. And she's also talking about yoga being really good to help one stay present in the moment of now, because you have to. Just like when one gets really good at meditating, there is no thought. There is simply being present. Now Now she's like doing that in my mind. Okay, being present.
I think we're getting a little too present here, but but yeah, I've
Fully
noticed that in
present.
yoga. In yoga, when you are thinking and stuff, you fall out of the posture much earlier than when you have stillness in your pose and things. And I know, does she have a strong connection with like Lord Shiva?
Okay. One thing she's saying is that as we move forward, there will be more peace, more light, more love here on earth because each of us will seek it. We will go within and create more of it. So she says that there's going to be more of a divide in between those who are choosing peace and serenity and those who are choosing the path of more of chaos, maybe feeling more discombobulated, ungrounded. Charging forward and making decisions, choices, and actions that may be ungrounded. She wants to talk to these individuals here. She would like to say this. Please go within the silence, within, and ask yourselves, is this the best action steps for me to take? Should I move in this direction? And wait for the response within your vessel. If it feels tight and pulled back within your vessel, do not take that path. Do not go and move in that direction. Follow your internal guidance system. Just like if your vessel is relaxed, possibly you feel a lot of energy emanating out of your chakras in your chest and your stomach, and you're feeling quite at peace and relaxed, then please move in this direction. Follow your internal guidance system first and foremost, always, dear ones. Right, you're asking in regards to Lord Shiva? She says, oh, yes. Okay, so that's a big time yes. She loves him, and he loves her. They often connect with one another here on the other side. Okay, so she's saying that on the other side there is a lot of she's talking about loving one another and caring for one another, supporting one another, helping one another, and emanating a lot of light. So as you extend forward with this light and helping and loving another, it emanates that. It amplifies this.
Yeah.
And they know this. Mm-hmm. She's talking about the law of attraction and manifestation briefly right there. Okay, so she's talking about, when we call heaven paradise, or we cross over the veil and we're going home to paradise. We are learning to create a piece or a sliver of that paradise within ourselves long before we cross over. So we can do that right here on earth and create that within ourselves and emanate that frequency out, impacting and affecting everyone that surrounds us like a domino effect. I love that.
Oh yeah, I love that thing she said about being relaxed in the body and how that really helps you be at peace. Because I noticed when I go to like yoga class and things, people that do yoga a lot, a lot of the times they feel more relaxed and more peaceful in their body because they're able to stretch out a lot of the tightness in their muscles, and it kind of helps. Helps people with PTSD and helps people, have less anger and things. But I think it's really cool how she said you can really change the world by not. You don't have to charge forward, and you don't have to, you know, force yourself and to do things, and force your opinion on others and things like that. That's what I like a lot about when I think about a lot of the Indian or just people in that culture, like Yogananda or Gandhi.
Mm.
They really made such a huge impact on the world just
Mm,
by
impact.
being at peace with themselves and showing by example. And I think that's really really cool.
And it's years and years and years down the road, and look at how much of an impact they're, then the legacy of what they're leaving for us to observe and pay attention to. And here they are on the other side, here helping us. And if we'd like them to come and help us, we just simply ask for them to step forward and come and help us in our lives now. It's like the vessel goes, but the energy is here for us to call upon and be a part of in our lives. She's just saying yes repeatedly. She's saying, Paul, you too are a bright light for many to see here, to be, uh, wow. Just give me a second. It's a lot of energy. It's hard for me to pick. It's hard for me to pick up the guidance. It's like, okay, are
What
we
hit
going to
your
go
points?
on a beautiful boat in paradise and sip a Mai Tai now? I'm like, okay, go ahead. She says she's stepping her energy back, so I'll pick this up better. Oh, that's better. She just wants you to know that your light emanating from you impacts others around you more so than you realize. And as you open and expand further, as each step goes, as each year passes, you will open and expand even further. Your channeling and communication with spirit abilities will also open and expand further. But that's going to be coming in mere months, not years. She says she loves you and she cherishes you and she keeps a watchful eye upon you, as well as the other females that you've had lifetimes with. They are also here, and I see about 15 of them. They are also here as well. 14, and you're the 15th. Okay. She says that you've brought a lot of this high vibrational frequency and light with you that emanates through you through this lifetime, and how blessed this world is to have you. How blessed this world is to have you. She says, my darling dear one.
That's so funny.
Isn't that sweet?
Oh yeah.
She's so funny.
Yeah, I love how she says that because it is we to have a lot of these light workers and a lot of these people watching we are like very highly valued by spirit, and it's almost
Very,
like, yeah, and even the people that might
mhm.
not be or be more unawake and things, we are really helping them in so many different ways, whether they realize it on this side or the other side when they cross over.
Well, it's interesting because I don't typically pay attention to how the work that I do impacts or affects others until I receive messages and emails from others telling me. And it just really warms my heart. And then it makes me feel like this is why I do what I do. But I don't let it get to my head. Uh, and so I just love the work that I do. I love connecting with this high vibrational frequency. I love to channel their guidance through. And I just feel like it's a real honor to be able to do this for others.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love, that's why I love the community of all this stuff too. Is it like, with, I think that's just what everyone's been waiting for. This new earth, this new birth, this rebirth, the second coming. Everyone's been waiting for all this to come together. All these things. It transcends religion, and it includes every religion at the same time, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just awesome. And we get to connect with all these different types of beings and things. And it's so much more
And
powerful, like a collective effort like this.
you know, in the very beginning of this, I thought, oh, it's something's going to happen. Something's going to happen outside of me. But as I've come along the last 3 years, I've come to realize that much of, if not all of this, is transpiring within me. It's
Oh
all
yeah.
shifting within me. And it's like just like a beautiful lotus flower unfolding in such a beautiful way. And it is so magnificent to watch so many other light workers unfolding and blossoming like a lotus flower too. It is a real true joy and an honor to be a part of that. So I think what I'll do, if that's okay with you, Paul, is I'll just channel the
Yeah.
last
I think,
message from Lakshmi.
awesome.
Okay, this is interesting. Okay, she says, you are a light worker, Paul. And she's saying, and I am a light worker. What does a light worker mean? What does a light worker mean, dear ones? It means those who bring forth in and amplify out the light and help to show others the way. And she's talking about uh, transcending uh, transcending boundaries, restrictions, low vibrational aspects of our realities, transcending, right? Moving past, amplifying, focusing on the light, not looking to another light worker or another person and criticizing and uh, verbally chastising behind one's back. It's really important to treat others the way that you yourself would like to be treated. This message is from her for each of us. Be the light, show others the way, and I will assist you in doing so, dear ones. Thank you.
That's amazing. I
That
think
is
it's
amazing.
awesome, like you said, how you see the light within you, and you kind of notice the, when you awaken more and see the light within you more, you notice this whole community out there of light workers more and more. Like, you see the higher aspects of it. Like, I didn't even notice it existed like a few years ago. Like, I haven't.
I didn't know it existed either. Originally, I was in another spiritual group, and I just saw a lot of, um,
Drama.
ego and drama and that.
Yeah.
And so I decided, well, I'm going to start my own group, Intuitive Angel Messages on Facebook, and just make it much more light filled. And that's what I've done. It's been wonderful. And then through that, of course, with the mediumship courses that I also teach, It's wonderful to see so many other light workers stepping forward and creating their groups and creating their YouTube channels and business pages and websites and never in a million years did I think that I would come this far along in helping be a part of that.
Yeah, it's a huge
Yeah,
ripple effect, I feel like.
huge ripple effect. Yeah, I'm great at uh, channeling the guidance through from the guardian angels during these courses. So I find that there's huge ripple effect with that, and I love to motivate and help accelerate people's growth. Um, Probably because there was a time in my life where I didn't have any support system. And so here I am being a part of this. It's wonderful. And to see that growth within others has just been amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All
So,
right, guys,
yeah.
we had an awesome time talking to Lakshmi, and both of our YouTube links will be down in the description, and also your website as well, with all the courses and classes that you're doing that are coming up in the
Love it.
future.
Can't
It'll be
wait.
awesome. But I think that's everything.
She's just last word she's saying is,
Okay.
you are all blessed, dear ones. You are all blessed. See yourselves as being blessed, and so shall it be. Okay.
All
All
right.
right. And so
Awesome.
shall it be. And so it is. I'm just thanking her. Okay, thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.